Okay, I think it's really important for information about your health to be shared and available to be shared because it's about having consistency in your care. For example, your doctor, your GP, or healthcare nurse, emergency doctors as well, and specialist consultants need to know, everything. They do need to know everything about you to be able to better treat you. And a lot of health problems are related. I also think it's really vital in emergency cases. For example, if you've got an allergy to a medication, for example, they try and use it and they don't know whether you're allergic to or not, and all of a sudden, there's more complications, severe complications. It could actually be a life or death situation.
I don't think that the onus should be on the patient to pass on information with regards to either health history or medication, things like that. Quite often, from speaking with particularly my sister, when she's in a situation where she's discussing something with somebody in the health profession, she'll quite often come out afterwards and have not passed on something that she thought was important. That can span across many things, whether it's, as I say, what medication you're taking. If you go to the dentist, for example, it could be important to the dentist to know that you're taking a certain kind of medication. If you're somebody who doesn't really understand how important it is to list off everything that you're on.
Medical records should not be available to anyone outside of the patient's GP's practice. Information should be provided by the patient if and when other healthcare professionals need it. I think that if medical history is available to outside agencies, patients could be targeted by companies trying to sell products relevant to personal health issues.
I've no issue with my name, address and medical history being given out to healthcare professionals. In fact, there should be a full and free flow of information to everyone interested in my good health. For example, if I'm going to see a specialist with a kidney problem or something like that, they should have certainly full information about my medical conditions in the past and maybe my parents' medical history. I think it's slightly different for people like physiotherapists and chiropodists. That should be a certain amount of limited information should go over that's relevant to the job. So I would agree there should be a free flow of relevant information. However, this information should not go to third parties. We all get sales calls that irritate us. I mean, when you get to be a certain age, this would be prepaid funerals. It could be stair lifts. It could be will writing and all that. And it's quite disturbing as you get older. So I do not feel that the information should go for third parties. One of the worst things we could do, for example, is give out this information willy-nilly because we just don't know who's going to get that and use it for whatever purposes. When we find that many people now of a certain age are conned out of their savings by dubious pension and investment companies. So whilst I agree that there should be a full flow of information in the relevant people, this should be extremely secure and not given out to many people.
Yeah, anyone who has no direct need to see or share my information, anyone who is not directly involved with my healthcare provision, the government does not need to have every last bit of information, at their disposal. It's intrusive. They already know, what we buy from the shops every week, how many times we go outside. If Theresa May gets away, the Snoopers Charter will tell her everything she needs to know about how many times we call the doctors every week or something. I do think it's important to share information across the board in the healthcare system, and I agree it does need to be more efficient, but that's where it should stay. I'm not overly comfortable with identifiable information being shared for purposes other than provision of care, such as financial services or insurance claims, but I would probably still give consent if explained clearly exactly what information is required and how this would benefit both parties.
I feel that health data is currently owned by the NHS. They have it on computer databases that actually can be accessed by many different organisations. Health insurance, pharmacists, a lot of people can actually access it, which in some ways is good. So for example, if you went into A&E and you were unconscious, they would be able to quickly get hold of your data and treat you correctly. But this also leads to leakages and other companies using it, such as things as fraudulence and false health insurance claims. We don't so much own it ourselves anymore, as we have to pay for the opportunity to actually access it. And there's also a time wait for this.